What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of AKP Sports Talk. As always, I'm Ari here with Korea, back with another day of our best bets. We'll start off, as always, recapping our plays from yesterday. Korea, 1-1 day for you. What did you take away from your two plays yesterday?
Yeah, the Nats was, as I like to call, a shit wager. It was just never the Nats. Their bats didn't show up. The Dodgers did. I kind of was hoping that the Nats would show up, and I was figuring, I knew that, we talk about, we just saw this little matchup a week ago, and it was due for some negative regression in terms of the pitching matchups, but we knew that the Dodgers bats would show up. I was hoping that the Nats did. They did not. They lost by almost 7, 8 runs, so just no offense. It was kind of a tough day, but that's what happens when you take a team, obviously, to cover the run line and their bats don't show up. Well, it's a tough day. And the other team, obviously, the Dodgers, they scored 7, 8, 9 runs. Obviously, it was just an offensive day for the Dodgers. So Nationals just had no chance of covering that 1.5 run line. And then, I'll go out to my big winner. Obviously, the Yankees' first 5 team total over 2.5. I was very confident, and it was a little fluky, but a win's a win. Obviously, Aaron Judge. Obviously, there was I think it was a balk call on Joe Boyle that potentially could have been a strike three call. Ended up being a homer, and then I saw Volpe. He had that triple that should have been a single, but you know what? We'll take those. More run opportunities for me. Obviously, it was a little bit sweaty because it was at 2, I think, heading into that third, and then that's when they kind of broke things open. So I knew they got the 2 runs, but I was hoping for that third, and it finally came through. Nice to see that the Yankees offense did show up when it really mattered. I knew that they were going to attack Joe Boyle pretty early on, and that was a nice winner for me. So I'll take a 1-on-1 day for me as well. Ari, how did you do yesterday?
Yeah, 1-1 for me as well. As soon as I saw that J.P. Crawford and Cal Raleigh were both out of the line for the Mariners, it definitely, obviously, made me less confident in the play. Started off good the first few innings, but then, the Mariners couldn't score with runners in scoring position. And then, the Rangers finally got the Bryce Miller after having some hard contact on him in the first few innings. So L there, Cubs got me the win. Funny enough, I talked about, with the two pitchers being on the mound and how low the total was, 7.5, and the game ended 4-3, so it went under. Like we were talking about with the wind blowing in and whatnot. And I think I want to say there was 5 or 6 runs in the first 4 innings. So at that point, obviously, it looked like it would go well, way over 7.5. And then the second half of the game was 1 run, I want to say. So that was a good line there with the over-under being at 7.5, obviously. But yeah, 1-on-1 day for me. Cubs 4-3 over the Astros, and the Mariners lost. I think it was 5-1 to Texas.
Yeah, obviously we mentioned the Cubs system on that under with Wrigley with the wind blowing in, but obviously nice to see kind of both hit for us, the Cubs under and then obviously the Cubs on the money line. You mentioned fading Spencer, Spaghetti, Arrighetti as one of our favorite systems, especially against the Astros as well on the road. Kind of struggled to find his rhythm even without Cody Bellinger for this Cubs team. They still found a way to produce some offense even with the wind blowing in. So that's nice to see a win for you. And obviously you mentioned no J.P. Crawford, no Cal Raleigh for the Mariners. Late scratches for both. So, it's just a tough look when it's a late scratch and you already placed the bet in. So you mentioned the Mariners had a good start. They were up to a 1-0 lead, and then their offense kind of stalled out throughout the game as the Rangers kind of found their offense for the first time in that series. So, it was definitely a tough scene yesterday for the Mariners, obviously losing 5-1, but obviously Cubs winning 4-3, even without 2-2 day combined for both of us. Hopefully we can hopefully get that sweep soon. We are inching so close to that sweep. We're going to get it soon. But obviously today, huge day. We got the NFL draft now. We didn't really have anything just because all the lines are kind of juicy in terms of, or juiced in terms of where we like things. The only kind of confident pick that we know is that Caleb Williams is definitely going to go number 1. So you can put your house on it. I've seen people put 10,000 to win 100. I mean, yeah, if you want your little payday, go ahead. But Caleb, after wins.
Looks like you got a phone call, maybe. Hey, leave. You're muted. Leave the and come back in. Yeah. I guess I'll just go over my two plays while Curry comes back in. I have two plays today. Or I guess we'll go over the NFL draft like Curry was talking about. Obviously, big day for the NFL drafts. Obviously, Caleb's going to go number 1. Probably going to be Jaden Daniels number 2. So it's looking like, and then it's looking like the Patriots want to stay at number 3 for Drake May. But then there's also talk about the Giants wanting to trade up to number 3 for Drake May. So there's obviously going to be a lot of kind of trades that may happen, but there's like obviously also a smokescreen too of what you don't know what's true and what's not true until it actually happened. So right now it looks like it's going to be Caleb 1, Daniels 2, and then Drake May 3, whether it's the Giants or the Patriots drafting him. But obviously it's an exciting day and we'll see what happens.
The thing about the draft this year in terms of, where players are going is that there are a lot of teams that need the same position, and that's the quarterback position. We look at, you mentioned all the guys, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy's been a name. Obviously, Michael Penix Jr. has been a name. Those are 4, and there are plenty of teams, within that top 10 to 15 range that are looking for quarterbacks. So it's so hard to say where teams are picking where because there's just so much value on everything. I've seen McCarthy as high as 2 today. I've seen him as low as 5. I've seen Michael Penix as high as 6, as low as 13. So, with just all that differentiating value and, you never know what happens. I mean, I saw someone gave out last year, someone was so high on Jalen Carter to the Seahawks. And obviously the Seahawks took Weatherspoon at plus 2,000. So, who knows what really is going on in the draft room. So, outside of pretty much number 1, there isn't really any certain. And then you can also say the same thing about the wide receiver position. Obviously, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, those are kind of the 2 names that have kind of been floating around the top 10 in terms of draft. And I know New York has been talking about trying to draft one, so we don't know either. So, we're going to just stay away from the NFL draft as a betting side. Obviously, we're going to enjoy the first round, see where some of our favorite college stars go. But obviously, we're going to stick to what we do best, and that is giving out some best bets. And here are my 2 best bets today. First, we're going to go to Kansas City, and we're going to take the Royals money line. And I'm wearing the cold blue for a reason. It's Cole Reagan's Day, people. It's a celebration. It's Cole Reagan's Day. This is my favorite day. Cole Reagan's Day is a national holiday for Kansas City because this man is their best pitcher. He's going to shove. He's going to go 7 innings after a bounce-back start after he got rocked by the Orioles, who know how to hit anyone, for God's sakes. So, and the Blue Jays, their bats are hit or miss most of the season. So I am just taking the Royals here on the money line. You're getting them for pretty much – oh, my goodness. Sorry, I'm sweating this Nerfy out here, and this referee has – this ump has the Yerfy. Unbelievable. I'm taking the Royals here, minus 115. You're getting the better pitcher at home in a great bounce-back spot. And even with, Jose Barrios on the other side having a decent year, he is due for some negative regression. Bam, that's a K right there, 5 outs away. He is due for a lot of negative regression. And this Royals lineup can hit the ball well, especially against righties. I just love the fact that the Royals are pretty much almost a pick 'em here with Cole Reagan's on the mound at home. I'm taking the better team here. The Royals are a great look. Even with a slightly better bullpen and slightly better bats, I'm taking the Royals here on the money line. No run lines or anything. I just like the Royals here. I think they're going to get the job done today. And then we're going to go to Colorado here, and the system is perfect for this. We are going over. I know it's high, but when we talk about perfect weather conditions, it's going to be hot, humid, sunny. And obviously, that ball is going to be pushing out of the stadium. And we got 2 turkey tossers on the mound. And Dakota Hudson, and I don't even know who the other guy, I think it's Velasquez or whatever his name is for the Padres. All I know is that the Rockies are going to hit him because he cannot find the strike zone in terms of kind of finding hit up strikeable pitches and swing a miss with pitches, excuse me. And then for Dakota Hudson, that man is a walking turkey tosser. He has been, I think, allowed 7 runs in like the last 10 innings for this team. So, look, it's going to be a really high-scoring game. I will take it all the way up to 11.5. I think this game is soaring over. It's going to be – we always talk about Colorado and all these home games, and they're going to have one of those games where we're just going to soar over, especially in this kind of condition. Today's that day. We're taking the Padres and Rockies over 11. I'll take it all the way up to 12 even. I think this game is going to be like one of those crazy games where you see like an 8-7 ball game or a 9. It's going to be a football score, okay? Well, it's going to be a football score. I know we got the draft on, but we got the Padres and Rockies. It's going to be like the Chargers and Broncos today. It's going to be like 14-10 almost. I'm telling you. So we got the Padres and Rockies over 11, and then the Royals money line. Those are my two favorite plays today. Sticking with baseball, Ari, what have you cooked up? I know we got Game 3 for a lot of teams in the NBA tonight. Are you looking over there, or are you sticking in the MLB? What do you like today?
Yeah, I have one NBA, one MLB play. MLB play is kind of cheeky. I wanted to try to find a way to back Nestor Cortez at home against Oakland, but like -0.5 in the first 5 for the Yankees was like -160. So I didn't really want to pay that. So I'm just taking Cortez to go once through the lineup against Oakland and not give up a run pretty much at even money. So, it's like a nerfy times or like a nerfy times 3 kind of, but it's just the A's obviously. Cortez pitches way better, obviously at home at Yankee Stadium and on the road. And, the A's, in certain matchups can hit well. But I'm just taking them to not score in the first 3 innings, essentially, at even money against Nestor Cortez in New York tonight. And then really just going with the Lakers at home, just out of desperation, not wanting to go down 3-0, really. They should – it's hard to say they should have won because they didn't win. But, being up 20 in Game 2 and blowing that, it's obviously tough. But, if there's a team – to back that's not going to fold after a game like that, it's a team led by LeBron, obviously at home. So there's not much to the Lakers play other than them just being desperate and not wanting to go down 3-0 in the series, and I don't think that they will. So taking Lakers at money line at home to avoid going down 3-0 in the series. And then Oakland A's to not score in the first 3 innings. Once to the order, Cortez, not 9 down. Let's get it. Those are my 2 plays I like today.
Oh, beautiful. Come on, 6-4. Oh, Bryce Harper didn't even run. Oh, thank you.
3 outs.
Play. Oh, that's a double play. Yes, that's 3 outs. Bryce Harper, thank you for jogging down the first base, not even trying. That man, I don't know why the pitcher was running. Bryce Harper wasn't even halfway down first base. Oh, we love to see that. 3 more outs to go. So, obviously, if you guys don't know, I'm playing the Reds Phillies nerfy, and so far 3 outs, and that was the harder 3 outs. Now the easier comes with Zach Wheeler. But going back to your plays, Ari, first, I love that cheeky athletics play there. First 3 team total under pretty much half a run, not to score. I really love this matchup for Nestor Cortez at home. You mentioned the A's and their bats have been pretty inconsistent. They don't know how to hit lefties. I don't know if they have a great matchup here at home, especially, Nestor Cortez. He has been pretty dominant at home. I think he went 8 innings and 7 innings at home. Even though they weren't against the strongest lineups, the A's lineup is one of the weakest lineups in baseball, so you don't really have to do much. So I love that play for you, getting it at even money. It's a nerfy times 3, essentially, for the A's. Just basically
but not a nerfy for both teams, just one team. So
we'll call that a nerf 3. It's a nerf 3. No runs in the first 3 innings for the A's. Just for the A's, obviously, only, and then obviously going to the Lakers. I love that play today. I'm not the biggest NBA guy, but I have seen this is a great play today. Obviously, we talk about how the Lakers were up big in that Game 2 on the road, and, obviously the collapse happened. But, one big piece that we are not talking about is that the Lakers are getting Jared Vanderbilt back, and that's a big key of their defensive.
No, he was actually ruled out. They were hoping to get him back, but
he got ruled out.
Yeah, they were hoping.
This is still a pick 'em. Oh,
yeah.
Well, now they got ruled out. It does change a little bit, but you mentioned this is a desperation. This is kind of a similar, look of last year. Obviously, we talked about how, this Game 3, was a desperation game in that Western Conference Finals last year between the Lakers and Nuggets. And, I think this time we're going to get a reverse story. I think Game 2 was definitely a different game 2 from last year in terms of the Western Conference Finals. It was just all Nuggets domination throughout at home. But this year, we definitely got to see the Nuggets get a little exposed at home, not really shooting the ball well. So, I expect the Lakers to try to maybe get one here so they can potentially push it back to 5, push it back to Denver, and then obviously force a game 5 there. But, obviously it starts with 1, and I think the 1 comes tonight. In a must-win game, I believe, for the Lakers, because if they don't win this, then I honestly do think it's going to be over once again. The Nuggets do sweep, so I believe if the Lakers want to show up, I think this is the night. And then obviously going to the A's, first 3-team total under pretty much half a run. I love that play, especially just nasty Nestor Cortez at home. You're just backing the better pitcher at home, and the A's do struggle with their hitting rotation sometimes, especially against lefties. So those are Ari's 2 plays I love as well. And then going back to mine, just going simple with the Royals money line, wearing the blue for a reason. Back in Cole Reagan's is a Cole Reagan's day. Love back in Cole Reagan days. Oh, Zach Wheeler, thank you so much. Oh, we are 2 outs away, people. We are 2 outs away. Royals money line, and then going to Colorado with the Padres. Excuse me. The Chargers and Broncos game to go over today. It's going to be very high scoring. I think that over 11 is a little too. Like I said, it's going to be pretty much a very high scoring game. I think this has a chance to be an NFL score. Like I said, Chargers Broncos, good old AFC West rivalry. So Padres and Rockies, I have this game going over as well, going over 11. You can find all these plays on our Twitter, AKP Sports Talk, down below. That is where our full card and our video will be posted momentarily. If you want to hang on with me for a little bit, Ari, to sweat out the rest of this nerf, we were only 2 outs away. We got Ellie De La overrated at the plate here. Not this year though.
What's the
count? Actually, it's 1-1 here. I got to say, Ellie De La Cruz has been hitting the ball well. This is probably the scary at bat for Zach Wheeler here. It's a 1-1 count. He is really inside. I don't know why he's really inside. Oh, okay, that's a ball. Okay, yeah. All right, 2-1 here. It was an easy first out. Just got him looking. But I will gladly take this here. Even though it's just don't get him on the base path, because once you get him on the base path, it's over.
Yeah,
there we go. 2-2.
I've lost a couple of nerfies where they're like where he steals second, catches those of the way, and gets the third, and it's a sack fly, and it's like
exactly. That's the thing with the Cincinnati Reds. As soon as you get this guy on the base path, it's wraps, because this man's gonna steal. Oh, yes, please, ground out. There we go. One more out. Get him off the base path. There we go. That's what we need. We are. And I saw a lot of people talking about the Pirates nerfy this morning. Yeah, I wonder how that happened. William Contreras, 448 to left center.
It's never worth taking like a minus 170. And they're like, there's too much variable that,
The thing is, I took the White Sox Twins nerfy yesterday. That was like minus 170. But, hey, I love fading the White Sox, man. The White Sox are an abysmal team. I've never seen a team hit so bad in my life. The White Sox are horrible. The White Sox are – people out there, if you want to fade a team almost consistently every single series, fade the White Sox. Because I didn't realize this, but I just looked it up. They have been shut out once every single series. I've never seen that from a team. They've been shut out once every single series. So, and I know they play the Rays next. I believe that's at home. So I don't know if it's going to be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but one of those days, just hammer the White Sox team total under half a run because they're not scoring. You'll get it at so much plus money because they're not going to score. 0-2 count here to Steer. Give it to me. Good night. 6 up, 6 down. Good night. That is a nerfy. Reds and Phillies. We will be back for more of these. I think this is my 3rd one. Wow, we are hitting these, man. We got to do a lot more of these. I know we got one day game tomorrow.
The MLB should have day games every single day, to be honest.
I know, honestly, they should have more of these day games. As I was saying, like not just Wednesdays and Thursdays, like Tuesday, Friday, Monday, but
especially in the summer when there's it's like the only major sport on. I don't know.
Exactly. But as Ari and I, as we find a lot more of these day games, we're gonna try to find these nerfies that we like, and we're gonna try to obviously keep going with these nerfy streams because if I'm doing this good, we got to keep going with them. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's Ari. I'm Korea. Unfortunately, we will not be back tomorrow. I got my physical therapy, so we will be back on Monday to recap kind of the weekend. Obviously, recap the draft as well, and obviously give out some more best bets. But that's Ari. I'm Korea. We will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.